Hello and welcome back to Raccoon Creek Homestead. If you're new here, my name is Sam and welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. Today we are going to talk about the pros and cons of the Aero Garden hydroponic system. I am in, like I said, in West Central Indiana, and it's like 30 degrees outside. And as you can see behind me, I still have green stuff growing, which is awesome if you have long winters. Or I mean, I guess if you have hot, you could probably do like the colder stuff like brassicas. That way that, you can have things that we get all the time, kind of how I'm doing it in reverse. But that is what the video is all about today, the pros and cons and some things that I love and some things that I wish I did different. That way you don't make the same whoopsies that I did. So let's take a look. Okay, so this is the first Aero Garden that I got. And they multiply. So these things are, and I have a teeny tiny one with 3 pods right there where I'm growing a cabbage, which I should have put in the middle because it's getting huge. This is also from the setup from my seed starting from a couple videos ago, and I will put that in the bottom. But I have basil, and they're in the a different type of hydroponic, and I will put the name of it on the top because I will butcher how to say it. And then I've taken basil clippings, and like as you can see here, I just cut them off and I put them in water and they get these colossal roots. I also did that with a couple tomato, like the ones that grow in the shoulders or the armpit suckers. That's the word I'm looking for. Anyway, and I had the tiny Tim tomato, and I have little cherry tomatoes. And again, I've only had this for about 4 months or so. I did not start that round of tomatoes first, but I also kind of wanted to give a little bit of a review on my setup. The lights that I got, that I thought, oh, I'll just put 2 for each row, they don't cut it, like at all. I should have put all 4 on one rack, and that would have been kind of pricey. At that price point, I should have just got better ones. So that's my review on that. But like I said, one thing I wish that I did different is, as you can see, the tomato here is really tall. And this is a Brad's Atomic Grape. They look pretty rough anyway. But I have these little, short little lettuces and this big old tomato, so my light is now way up there. Same thing with this. I have these tomatoes. They're now too tall, which I'm going to up pot them in the next video. And it shades all of the light from like my peppers. And I want my peppers. So all of the tomatoes are coming out in the next video. But this is what I have. I have thyme, lettuce, there's a kale, tomatoes. This is a colossal cabbage that's not even that big, but it's taken over the whole thing. This poor little eggplant that's shaded. So once I take the tomatoes out underneath, I'm going to move this eggplant back down. And it's really cool because like it's so little, it doesn't have the root system yet. Now, my only thing is you can move stuff, but when it's little, because once it gets really big, they get these colossal roots. Like, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get this thing out. But they get these huge roots, and, like, they go pretty far down. And another thing I like about this is it tells me how much water's in it. And you just put the water in right there. But you can also see all the roots in there. So we're going to try to get rid of some of that. But it also has tips, how many days. This is not accurate. The power went out and one of my kiddos tried to help out, and instead of like hitting the right button, they hit the like to start a new one. This one is a little more accurate where it's 48 days, but we could probably double that. But I also have parsley in there, some chives. I started mint in there and it got way too crazy, and then I have some thyme because you can never have enough thyme. But a lot of them, they just got, look, too big for their britches, And I have cut off a lot of this and dried it. Okay, so here's the recap. I love my Aero Gardens. They are addicting though. Like you can't have one. Like they're like potato chips. You can't have just one. But again, just be careful what you plant in them. Make sure that like their heights stay the same. Like I would not again do tomatoes. Now granted, these are great to start. They actually make seed starting trays, which I kind of wish I had gotten one, but mine are all full anyway. Like, I guess I'd have had to get another one. See, they're addicting. They do have other versions that aren't as expensive. I've never used one, so I can't say yay or nay. But any of the issues that I've had with this have been on me and like my lack of planning. Like, again, I wouldn't have started tomatoes. I would have waited, but I'm impatient and I like tomatoes, and that, again, my fault. I can't blame them for something that I did. So that's my biggest whoopsie. Also, I've never successfully grown a cabbage, and I really wanted to. So watch your spacing. You don't have to fill all the holes. Like I have a couple that are not. Make sure that whatever you plant, if you're doing multiple things, it's not going to overshade the other ones. Like the tomatoes with my poor little peppers here. Or like my kale, it really could do the lettuce. And I've cut this a lot. Like I've had lettuce from the beginning. It came with the Aero Garden, and I had lettuce in like 2 weeks, and I continually had lettuce. Now I also started cucamelons, which are going a little crazy. I'm trying to train them to kind of wrap around the bar and to just go up here, and I'll just grow cucamelons all year long in my house. I don't even care. That can be the only thing in here is the cucamelons, and I would be the happiest person alive to have cucamelons all year long because they take so long to get started. But like I said, I will see you all hopefully in the next video when I take these and I up pot them in a new pot. It is just going to be temporary. Unfortunately, it is the 20th maybe of February, and my last frost date isn't for 10 weeks or so. Don't start your seeds too early. I cannot stress it. I'm glad I only have a handful, but like I said, they're just gonna go in pots. And up here, I'm already almost out of room, which one thing I do like about the seed starting is you can adjust the shelf height, but I want my shelves back for other things. I had no intention of putting these in here. They were in my laundry room, but the tomatoes made it so high, I then couldn't open my shelves. So my plan is to get the tomatoes out, lower them back, put them back in my laundry room so I can have the shelf to start seeds, because I'm also going to do in that tomato one, I might do peppers. I might do them in separate videos. I'm not real sure, but that is my overall plan. So see you on the next one. Have a great day.